And then your brain will tell you, oh, that's not enough. That's not enough. It's the all or nothing. That's not going to get me there. What I want to tell you is that 1% increase, that 1% baby step is a stepping stone to get you where you need to be. And it's the best way to get there. So you're practicing your comeback. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Honeycast. And today I'm talking about how to get back on track when you have gone astray. I think all of us in our lives have gone through a time where you were making healthy choices. Maybe you're eating well and you're exercising. And whatever reason happens, it could be life happens. It could be you get discouraged because you don't see results. It could be you get sick. It could be anything. And we could use those as excuses, or we can start asking ourselves, why? What derailed me? And start to get to understand why we do what we do. You may have very good reason, and I would say some of these are great reasons, but let's play it forward and see if it's worth it. Sometimes when we go off plan, we are not thinking about the future. We're not thinking about how you're going to feel on Monday or in 3 months when you wake up and you've gained 20 pounds and you feel like crap and you're inflamed and you can't get off the sugar. We don't think about that part. We think about, I don't care now. I'm so overwhelmed, or I'm so tired, or I can't deal with this, or this is too hard, or this isn't working, whatever it is. We want to get to the root of that. When I'm coaching clients, I will talk to them and I will say, okay, have you ever been in a space where you've been on protocol, on plan, whatever you're doing, and it's worked? And they're like, yes. Okay, tell me what you were doing. So they tell me. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, why'd you stop doing that? Every time there is a reason. There may be an excuse and there may be a very legitimate reason. But I say, okay, so now we know why, because you are experiencing this, that, and the other. We know why. We know that something has worked before. You just told me what's working. So now how do we shift from this place right here where you're kind of stuck to, okay, it's a non-negotiable. I'm getting back on. It has got to start with you realizing that you're worth it and stopping telling yourself excuses. There may be great excuses, legitimate, but you are worth fighting for in this area. You are worth not throwing it off and just punishing your body with foods that are just going to really make you feel bad and really put you in a state of dis-ease. It's really bringing yourself back in the moment to make a quality decision. Okay, yeah, I've been off. Now, it's non-negotiable that I get back on. And then your brain will be like, oh, I don't know how to do it. Yes, you do. You do. If you ask yourself, what's the next step? Your brain will be like, oh, I don't know. Yes, Chris, what is the next step? And then you might have a little thought like, you know what? I think I can really get breakfast going and I can go for a walk. Okay, wonderful. Let's start there. And then your brain will tell you, oh, that's not enough. That's not enough. It's the all or nothing. That's not going to get me there. What I want to tell you is that 1% increase, that 1% baby step is a stepping stone to get you where you need to be. And it's the best way to get there, because when you take those baby steps, you're implementing those habits in your life. When you take the baby steps, you're not just this all or nothing thing. You are practicing. That's what we have to do. We have to practice. We're practicing all of this. So you're practicing your comeback. You're practicing these habits that are going to help you eventually get to where you want to be. Maybe 90%, maybe 80%, maybe 100%. So to go from being all off to being all on, the key to that is just tell yourself the truth and to realize and claim that you're worth it, and to begin making a baby step plan to get you there. I help women do this all the time. This is what we do on our calls. I listen to you and I hear what's working, and I give you also ideas and teach you tools and help you practice this so that you're doing it over and over. It's kind of like riding a bike, and all of a sudden, there you go. You're riding your bike, you're on. And then we learn, okay, I have a non-negotiable plan with myself. If I go off, it's non-negotiable. In 4 hours or 3 hours, I'm back on. Or maybe I'm on a vacation or a trip or something happens. I don't know, after this funeral, but not like 3 months from now. It's like, no, when I get through this, I'm going to make best choices. I'm going to make best choices. Then when I get into a place where I can really create some good goals and intentions for myself, that's when I'm on. I'm going to show up for myself. These are the decisions that we make for ourselves that end up in results. it ends up in us creating actions that create a result. So getting back on is more of a mental mindset game. It's more of also remembering your why, remembering that you're worth it, going back and asking yourself what was working. Let's get back on. Managing our mind when your brain starts telling you this is not enough or this isn't working. What's important here is that I even go outside of weight loss. I go into how can I nourish and move my body so that I can be the most powerful person that God has made me to be. Serve as many people as I can, be there for as many people as I can. I'm healthy not because I just want to feel healthy, but I have a lot of people that I love and that are relying on me. I want to be strong. I want to show up well. So my motivation and my why to get back on, it really kicks in. And now I'll tell you this, because I've talked to and coached so many women, it just reinforces it all the time for me when I see someone that is not where they want to be. And then when I help someone get to where they want to be, it reinforces everything that I believe. And that's why coaching or a support group can be helpful as well, because when you go off, they see you go off like, hey, Susie, come on back. I've done that too. Come on back. That's where community is so important. And even utilizing coaching can be so important. When we are isolated and nobody's seeing what we've got going on, then that is just a setup. It's a setup for us. So use some of these techniques and really begin becoming aware of what trips you up. And then you want to tell yourself the truth. This is called self-coaching. And then it's helpful to get that support, get that help, do it, make a baby step, a couple things that you can work on, and focus not necessarily on what is not going well, but what you are creating. When we're always focused on what was not enough, it's not going well, that's really what we end up creating. But when you train your brain to focus on those non-scale victories. I'm showing up for myself. I just made myself a high protein breakfast. I just did a workout at the gym. I just did my 10,000 steps or 5,000 steps today. And you're at the end of every day writing down 3 wins. That is going to help your brain stay in the game.